Okay, today's June 19, 2015. I just want to do a quick follow-up on the chart that I posted earlier this morning. I think shortly after the market open. I just wanted to put a little bit more context behind it, so you kind of get some idea what to look for. What are some of the reason behind putting up these chart here? So the first one here is MXIV. That's basically the inverse of the VIX. And essentially, I'm looking for the possibility of breaking out of this baseline here, somewhere around above this 4070, and I mean 4760. And the premises behind this is that the market is going to, continue to move up and possibly, get another new high in there on the S&P 500 next week or so. And the market just haven't shown any fear, so they are not buying the VIX. And I'm seeing this is an inverse of the VIX. So as the VIX go down, this thing will go up, and vice versa. And right now, basically, see this little bounce off the trend line here, and got a nice little price channel for the last few months. So right now, basically targeting at this, maybe possibly get back up to tag these upper channel trend line somewhere around the 50 level. Then I also put up a semiconductor company, MRVL, and we're basically looking for this inverted head and shoulder breakout. And today we kind of got this little breakout here, and some of the target level, essentially using a Fibonacci extension. Ideally, we want to target somewhere around this 78.6. Basically, that's equivalent somewhere around close to the 80% mark of the major move from this particular head here. So we're targeting this somewhere around the 78.6. But also, the reason I put up the 618 is sometimes you might want to start kind of peeling off at this 618, or when you see some sort of resistance, you might want to scale some out, or move your profit stop to protect your profit a little bit. So it's all depend your trading style, and just basically put it up there to kind of highlight some of the level here. And then of course we got that 100% major move level of 1590. And the other one is Skywork. Skywork, again, we're basically looking at the move coming off of this trend line here, and looking at it to possibly break out of this high here, and get into a higher high. So and the target that basically you want to look at is using the Fibonacci retracement, since it's a new high territory. Then we're basically looking for this 117.70 at this 127 or 141, which is somewhere around 120, and then the 161, 125. So those are the Fib line that we want to look at. The Fib extension. So as it break into a new high territory here. So that's the reason behind this guy. And then the Biogen, and we're looking for the breakout on the Biogen, which it got a little breakout here today. So let me get this thing a little bit more thinner on the line. The line is kind of thick here. So here's the big breakout, and essentially we're looking for to at least come back to fill this gap and get back up to this level here. And that's essentially the major move somewhere around this particular triangle, the length of this. And you just sort of project this, or we could just use this, Fibonacci extension 2 as well. We could do this. So let me display that, and essentially, so again, this is a 80% mark here, and here's 100% retracement. The 618 is saying it's 428. So basically, looking somewhere around between 428 to 440 here. Targeting somewhere around this this resistance level here, near the 432, 433 level. Okay. Then the other one is a retailer, Ralph Lauren. We're basically looking for this long baseline here, looking for it to break this baseline. And it's actually good the way that it print out a little bit of like a NR7 or a small candle here. So that way, when it breaks, it has follow through momentum to break through there. Because a lot of time when we see a big candle like this to come up and continue to break, then the likelihood of any kind of follow through is small, because it's spend a lot of energy and took a lot of buying power, a lot of buyer in to push things up. So if we get this this move, come up here and then get a little bit of consolidation here, and maybe then get a little push, then probably would get a little follow through. And again, the target is somewhere around this candle here, right before the gap. And if we get lucky, who knows, it might go and continue to fill the gap there. So, but initially it's basically these level 149 to 151. Okay. And then Adobe, one of the Adobe, you know, is basically looking at this baseline here, and you see the earning came out and was a little bit disappointed, so they sold it off, and you see how they bounced back, and now it's approaching this baseline again. So I kind of like this this stock here for potential breakout, and if I get some of these alignment here, that 127 is pretty high, I guess. So essentially it's up here somewhere around 86, 88. So because of this, where do I have this? Oh, essentially I'm playing off of this the ascending triangle here, and essentially this is the you know, the pretty much the major move. Right. Let's reverse the arrow here, so make it a little bit more of a positive tone. Right? Okay, so essentially we're getting up here. So right now you're getting this 100%, which would be somewhere around the 90. So we're targeting about that's you know, 80% level, somewhere around that's 88. Okay, then the other thing is the other one is American Express. I know there's some news came out after the market closed today that might affect the American Express in terms of revenue and earning power in the future. But again, we're basically looking at price action, and we're going to wait for this thing to form this inverted head and shoulder here and break out. And if it does break out, then we're basically looking at these major move target levels somewhere around 84 to 85.50 area. Again, essentially come up to fill this gap here. Right? You see this, you know, 80% level is pretty much coincide to the bottom of this this candle. And then the other one is Caterpillar. Look at Caterpillar, also got a long base, and you could look at this as two, you know, either a inverted head and shoulder type of pattern. Right? Or you could also look at this maybe just one big cup and handle. But in either case, we're looking for a break above this baseline, and then the major move target somewhere around here. So essentially, you know, here's this little resistance here. This is a 618. So we want to see how price react when it get up to this 618 level, somewhere around this 95. Then if it could break through, then we'll target this, you know, this 80% level, somewhere around this 78.6. So at the 97 area. And the other one is F5 network. We're basically looking at this guy breaking out this baseline here. Essentially, you know, came up and filled the gap. You can see that it you can say it's formed a nice little cup and handle. Although the handle is a little bit shadow, but also it's basically as a consolidation band here. And you could have this thing, you know, you could look at this like a little flag play as well. But essentially, you're looking for a retest of this recent high. If it could break above this level, somewhere around this 128. And then the home builder, Lennar, been looking at this. You see this basically touching the price channel, I mean the trend line, and bouncing it off. So essentially we're looking for the break of this trend line, which today with the earning that came out from KB Home, it kind of helped push this thing up. Then the other one is also Toast Brothers, same thing, similarly to Lennar. You know, again, we're basically looking at the support area, right, bouncing off the support, and then now it's breaking out this trend line. So this, you know, like a little triangle here. Okay, so then the other one, another semiconductor is MXIM. Got a late day surge. We're also looking for it to break through this wedge here, or this triangle, you know, break out of this trend line here. Because you know, we're looking at all these support area bouncing off this trend line. So, and you could have got, you know, maybe take a little stab up here, and then when it break, then you could add or even start spilling off. So it all depends what your trading plan is. There's so many different ways to trade these things. Right? And then you got UPS. Again, this UPS is essentially a inverted head and shoulder play, and we're basically looking for this breakout. And again, you know, if we want to go and do a little bit of a major move, so let's say take this off the bottom and do this. So let's see, move this over. So the 618 is 107, and then here is the 100. It's not even up at filling the gap yet. So if we get lucky, we might even see this thing to fill the gap. If we get up, you know, break out of this pattern and break into the gap. But initially it's be 107, 108, that range here. Okay, then we'll see how it react, because there is some resistance down here. so near the 618 up to 107, because you see you basically see this these resistance somewhere around here. Okay, and so that's basically some of the chart that I posted today. I just want to put in some context behind it, and later on in the weekend I put in some additional chart that additional stock that I kind of seem like present itself with a fairly good setup. So have a good weekend.